Good evening, and welcome back to Kusa Plays Minecraft, episode 5, and I'm surrounded by librarians. Shh, everyone be quiet. They don't like it when you're loud. Yes, we are surrounded by librarians, because I got my world's most inefficient villager breeder up and running. We have farmers. We have this guy who has some fairly good trades. I can actually get an efficiency 2 pickaxe from him, so I can get that to repair my other stuff. We've got homeboy over here that gives me quartz, which is really nice. And then we've got a barking dog. Quiet, I'll feed you in a minute. And then we've got a whole bunch of librarians. Only 2 of which I'm going to keep around. This one with Unbreaking 3. And this one with Looting 3. So those 2 are going to stay. These guys all need to be remastered. So we're going to be basically breaking all these things and rebuilding. Where are y'all going? Are you going to a meeting? What's going on? What's happening? Are you going to go feed the dog? I mean, you can go feed the dog. I'm down with that. But we are going to be basically fixing them and remastering them because we need mending really calm down, guys, really badly, because you can tell, like, my good axe here, this efficiency 4 is down to about a quarter. This is the second diamond silk touch pickaxe I've gone through. Luckily Indiana Jones is still good over here, but I need to put mending on that. My amazing sword needs mending, like all my armor needs mending, everything needs mending. It all needs mending. My shield needs mending. This is my second shield now. So we are going to be putting together basically, this is the most inefficient villager breeder ever over here because I just basically walled off the village and have the villagers working for me. But what we need to do is we need to get all the trades up that I want. So I want to keep this guy around. I want to keep my toolsmith around. I want to keep the 2 guys that I've got Looting 3 and Unbreaking 3. I need to get one that's mending. I would like to get a feather falling guy. And then maybe, since I have a zombie spawner, we can... Okay, guys, one at a time. Go through the door one at a time. This is not hard. Really? Come on. There you go. Knew you could do it. Jeez. And then maybe get a cleric up, since I've got a zombie spawner and I've got plenty of ways to get rotten flesh. So in this episode, we're going to be working on that, but we're also going to be working on where we can put them at, because in my little poll that I put on Twitter, and if you're not following me on Twitter, it's at Akoto Kusamoto on Twitter, pretty much Akoto Kusamoto everywhere you go. That looks really cool from over here, by the way. Let's get a better... Yeah, that looks really neat. Anyway, the poll I put up on Twitter said that you guys like to see more building in Let's Plays than anything else, so with adventuring and exploration coming in a close second. So we are going to be doing more building here in our Let's Plays to satisfy your needs, because I like building anyway. So we're going to be putting together basically a new village that's more thematically appropriate with what we've got already here with all that. Oh, look, we have bees. I finally found bees. Well, and by found bees, I mean I planted some flowers and then grew a whole bunch of trees over here, and 2 of them grew with beehives. So now we have beehives and bee huts, or bee... I forget what they're called. Bee nests. There we go. We got 2 bee nests and we've got 2 bee hives over here now, and we have bees, so they're actually helping to pollinate the crops that are in that particular area. So the crops will grow a little bit faster, plus bees are just cool. So we're getting some bees put together. I think you can have a maximum of 6 bees per hive and or nest. So we can have a maximum of 24 bees over here right now, which should be plenty for what we've got going on. So, and as you can tell, we've finished up this area. I did a little bit of changes in the decoration. I put in some more plants here and there. We got plants over there. We got a couple by the door. Now I just need to figure. I love the deserty looking leaves too. That's just fun. I really like the deserty leaves. And now we just got to figure out what we're doing with the rest of this space, because I do want to turn this into the kitchen area, and then maybe partially kitchen area, and then out here I got some quartz off the guy over there in the village, and I made a couple of little couches out front. I'm probably going to do another one over here. Did I just hear a... Could have sworn I heard a pillager. We've been having pillager issues, as you can probably tell from this back wall here. So I now have 13 pillager banners. I don't know if I'm going to leave them there or what. And, oh, and we have this completely done now, so I can show you this. So this is now our transit area to our spawner, which as soon as we have a access to the Nether, we can just go ahead and make this sort of a Nether tunnel there and do it that way rather than doing this. Although I really like how this turned out, because it looks, it's once again thematically appropriate with everything else we've got going on. Speaking of the Nether, did you see all of the fantastic tweets that were put out by all of the dev team for Mojang? Like, all of them put out various different tweets, and some of the Nether stuff they have on there looks fantastic. It looks flipping amazing. I cannot wait for the snapshots to start on that, hopefully next week, because as soon as the snapshots start, that means we go to the Nether in this Let's Play, and that's going to be fantastic. If you're interested in maybe some spoilers or some insider information, I would highly recommend going and checking out both Wattles and Ibxtoycat's episodes they did on it, where they showed some of the secrets on there. And we're done. See, zombie face is done on both sides. They showed off some of the things on the secret post, which look like new blocks, potentially new stairs, maybe a few other new things, and definitely worth a watch. So I would definitely suggest going over and checking out Wattles and Ibxtoycat's videos on the Nether. I'll probably link them down in the description, so just look downstairs here and you'll be able to see links to them there. So highly recommend going. Two of my favorite YouTubers, Wattles, because I played in his server before he got like way big. Very cool guy, by the way. Wattles is one of my favorite YouTubers just in general. He's a great Minecraft YouTuber, but a great YouTuber just in general. Really good content, really fun, so definitely check that out. And then Ibxtoycat is just a little off all the time. He does realm experiments. That's his big gig. He did like libertarian realm experiments and communist realm experiments and all sorts of stuff that's just kind of off the wall. So I would highly recommend checking both of those out if you want more information about the Nether snapshots that have been going on. So I am going to actually get a couple of levels here, because we're going to look at doing some enchanting on a few of the things that we've got. We've got some more books I want to see if I can get enchants on. We've got our looting 3 book from the guy in town. And then after that, we are going to start working on some buildings for our villagers, sort of give us a more appropriate kind of town. I just realized this really looks like a face, doesn't it? So I got face over there, and I've got like this. Wait, that's terrifying. That's like cursed image right there. Okay, let's go kill some zombies here, and then I'll meet you back upstairs. And while I am viciously slaughtering zombies over here at my grinder, I have a question for y'all. Who is one of your favorite... What did I just pick up? Oh, rotten flesh. Blah! Oh, I'll take all that, though. Who is your favorite new Minecraft YouTuber that you have found recently? Me, I actually just discovered this guy by the name of NeoCubist, who is not... He's not a new YouTuber, and he's not a new Minecraft YouTuber, but he sort of kind of took a break for a while, and now he's doing a Let's Play that's actually really entertaining. And the long-form episodes, they're like 40-minute episodes. I just can't get over how much that looks like a face. But he does long-form episodes, very much just a Let's Play building kind of thing, which is really fun to watch. And some really good builds, too. He's given me a lot of really good ideas. So... well, I still have my old favorites, of course, which like Mumbo and Grian, Wattles, Pixel Riffs, Iskow, all those, like all the hermits plus like Wattles, Pix, and I guess Python. Is Python still a hermit? I can't remember. He might be. But who is your favorite newer YouTube Minecrafter that you've run across in the past, say, 6 months or so. So for me, it's NeoCubist. I'm interested to see what you think. Let me know down in the comments section below. I'm going to go back to killing zombies here, and I'll see you upstairs. Alright, zombies dead, 33 levels, so we got enough to do some enchanting. I want to put unbreaking on this bow, so I can put it on that bow, and we'll see what else we get. But I wanted to show you the ridiculous of this particular... if I can get there, there we go. This particular setup. So I go to sleep, and I wake up, and I'm the monster under the bed. It's just the most ridiculous thing, maybe ever. So, and then we just crawl out, and there we go. Alright, let's do some enchanting here. So, we've got, let's see if we've got, no, we've got power on that. I'm breaking on the shovel. I think I've got unbreaking on all my tools except for the hoe now, which is oh so handy. So let's just go ahead. We'll just burn a 1-level enchant on this. Take that back. Unbreaking 2. Well, that doesn't really help me now, does it? What do we got on this? Ooh, fortune. But I've already got a shovel with fortune. I need silk touch on the shovel. So let's just burn a 1-level enchant on that. And flame, which I already have. Silk touch? Anyone? Efficiency 4. Actually, you know what? It's the one thing we don't have on the silk touch pick is efficiency 5 yet. So let's see what happens here. Of course. Of course that would happen. Why wouldn't that happen? Oh, look, Silk Touch. Oh, hey, it's only 2 levels. Unbreaking? Unbreaking? Anyone? No? Okay. Will it let me combine? I bet it won't. Oh, no, it will. Oh, sweet. Awesome. Actually, that being the case, I think I have... Yes, Fortune 2, Efficiency 4 down here. And there's my old pick, which has been retired because it is now too expensive to do anything with. So let's go get some more lapis, come back, and we'll finish those off. Alright, first things first. Silk Touch! Huzzah! It only has... Well, no, it has Efficiency 4. I thought it only had Efficiency 3. My bad. So now we go... Well, is that gonna... I really need to get on breaking on that bow, but I can't do it yet. Alright, so that plus that will give me efficiency 5, unbreaking 3, and silk touch. And we're going to call this one Touchy Touchy. There we go. And then those two together will give me the Grassinator. Excellent. So now we have Silk Touch on that. We still need to worry about this axe, but we'll get that later. And then we got Touchy Touchy now, and Indiana Jones still there. It's probably got another couple of repairs left in it. So we will see. Sweet. And I think... yeah, we've got a regular axe with Unbreaking 3. We can repair it up. I would really like to get Efficiency 5 on that axe at some point. That would be really nice. You know, we do have this Unbreaking 3 book. How many levels would it cost? Let's take a look. Probably more than I... Whoop. Probably more than I have. Yeah, it'd take 4. But that would give me the super bow, and I would just need power 5 and punch on it, and it would be ridiculous. And then, oh yeah, and then we got the Fishinator back again. Unbreaking 2. Yay. So, yeah, we need to... get that since I have an unbreaking villager now, we can put unbreaking on that bow just with the book, and then have that sitting around over there. And then I do need to get aqua affinity on the helmet. I need to get feather falling on the boots, and the chest plate's okay, but it's just okay. So we'll worry about it. I mean, I think we've got a pretty good start on it, though. We've got 5 librarians over there, 2 of which are locked in with the Unbreaking 3 and looting, which I always seem to have problems getting. So we got that taken care of. So now it's just a matter of getting them into new homes, where they're easy to actually go talk to. And I'm thinking that we're going to put their homes over here on this mesa. But I've just got to figure out how I want to do it. Because not only do you have to worry about when you're making sort of a villager trading hub now, so you have to worry about having them have their workstations and their beds and all that different stuff. But you also have to worry about pillagers, because pillagers will just come in and wreck them if you don't have it protected. So what I'm thinking is we can have them set up in little, like almost like a Pueblo style building around here. So basically we just sort of hollow this out, and then we just sort of have a little Pueblo there, and we can have effectively kind of like a staircase or a bridge going over there to the Pueblo where they'll all be living. So we'll keep at least 3, well, we'll have to see how big that's going to be, because I definitely want to have the Unbreaking 3 guy in there, the Looting guy in there, a Mending guy. Once we get him, he needs to go in there. I would prefer to have a Cleric in there, and then my Toolsmith and my Mason. So we're talking about 6 villagers, so it's going to be a very small kind of trading hub, so we can sort of design it the way we want it. And that'll give me everything that I need for my purposes of getting that taken care of. So we need to actually go do some landscaping here, and then after we're done with the landscaping, we can try and figure out what else we're going to do with those guys over there. And I'm going to have to move my cactus farm, he said, using air quotes. We should probably just actually build a proper micro cactus farm, shouldn't we? Yeah, probably. Now let's take this down for right now. And then we can have it in here, and then maybe... Ooh, you know, it'd be cool. I wonder if we could do like a man-made river that goes from there all the way down. Ooh, there's an idea. And that'd be actually pretty cool, because it would go right through this little valley, and it would go down here into the river. So we could have like a waterfall kind of thing up here, going all the way down. We could make like rocks up there. That'd be fun. I think we should do that. I definitely think we should do that. And that would definitely stop, well, wouldn't stop, but it would arrest the idea of pillagers coming in and wrecking everything. So, neat. All right, let's get started on that. I need to do some landscaping on this, and I'll see you guys after we got that done. All right, so I may have gone a little overboard with the terraforming, just a touch, but I got this fantastic idea, and I wanted to go with it. So remember how I said I was thinking about having like a river going through here and all that with a waterfall? Well, we did that, and it was a lot of trial and error and placing stuff down and figuring things out, so I didn't record it because I figured that was a lot of manual placing and redoing and all that stuff. But I am happy to say that I think this looks fantastic. So we've got a waterfall that's coming down here, that's going down all the way down here along a nice sort of rocky shoreline, and it dumps out into the larger part of the river down here. Now I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with this wall, if I just want to leave it as is or if I want to sculpt it down a little bit more. I'm thinking I might want to actually leave this one here like this, and I've sculpted this a little bit so that you can still go that way, but I'm going to be putting a bridge over this at any rate, so it's not like this is going to be permanent here. But this turned out fabulous. So I got some plants, put them up here, and you know what's funny? Let me show you something real fast before we get into the bridge proper. Something I noticed about salmon specifically. So if we go over here and come here, we catch a salmon. Check this out. And you know, I'm guaranteed he won't do it now that I'm on camera. But so if we put the salmon down over here, he swims upstream. They actually will swim all the way from there, all the way upstream, until they get to the waterfall. I find that really, really amusing. And sometimes, of course, now he's not going to do it. Of course, you're not going to do it now. Now he's just going to go swimming back downstream and go back down that way. But sometimes they'll actually swim upstream, like salmon do, which is, I think, a fun little Easter egg that the developers put in. The fact that the salmon will actually swim upstream if you give them something like this to swim up. That's really fun. Anyway, That's neither here nor there. So the way we built this, as you can tell, I used pretty much all the gray blocks I had, plus these mossy cobblestone blocks. I didn't use mossy stone because I didn't want there to be stone and stuff in there. But so pretty much what we did is we just used cobblestone, gravel, stone, andesite, buttons, slabs, and a couple of stairs here and there. And the buttons are supposed to basically resemble rocks or pebbles on the shoreline. But then the various different gray blocks, of course, are supposed to be the rocks, because not all rocks look the same. You can't have just all cobblestone or all stone, because it wouldn't look right coming down here. So you have to have some sort of variation in it. So we've got the different blocks for variation in the stones. And then if you come over here, we've got slabs, so that you've got sort of this gently sloping appearance to your shoreline going down the river here, rather than just block, block, block. Because once again, you got something that looks like that, and that doesn't look right either. Because if you've ever been to like an arroyo or somewhere like that in the southwest, this is kind of how it looks. You've got all these rocks near the river itself, and then you've usually got sand or dirt or whatever it happens to be on the outside of it. So you don't have rock for very long. It's just basically the water's eroded away all of the sand and left the rock here, because arroyos flood. That's just what they do. So if you've ever gone to the southwest and seen some of the various different washes, you'll notice that on the bottom of the wash you've got sand typically, so I kept the sandstone there to represent that. But near the shorelines you've usually got large amounts of rocks and dirt mostly. A lot of times it's just rock, because what happens is flash flooding in those areas around the monsoon season in August and September will slowly but surely wash away all of the sand that's on the shoreline for the washes and the arroyos and the ritos and things like that. And it will pretty much take all the sand down with it and take all the sand off the shoreline, and then usually you'll have sand on the other side of it. So that's what I'm trying to duplicate here with this particular thing. Ooh, I need to put a slab there, I think. Maybe not. That actually look good. Might put a slab there later. So I did add these mossy things in to just sort of give it a little bit more texture, rather than just the gray blocks. I wanted a little bit of color to break it up. So we've got the mossy cobblestone in there, and then if you go up top here, here's where the river starts. And I wanted to make it sort of look like it was an underground spring versus flash flood runoff or anything like that. So we've got, I might clear these out so it's just going straight down so it looks like a spring. In fact, you know what? While we're here, let's just go ahead and do that. And then get rid of those. So we can keep the head cannon intact. So there you go. So now it looks like it's coming out of a spring if you don't look too close at it anyway. Maybe put some black stained glass or something down there. Or black blocks to make it look like it's coming out of the earth. So you got this little spring with these rocks. I used stairs to sort of give it a little bit more like rocky kind of detail. Slabs again going down. Stairs here. Just to make it look like it's sort of a rocky outcropping there just happens to be an underground spring coming out of. So, would make sense also in my headcanon, because here you've got the mission that was built first, and it was built right next to a source of fresh water, which makes a whole heck of a lot of sense. If you're out in the middle of the desert, you want a source of fresh water, because there's no water anywhere in the desert. Water just doesn't exist. It's so hard to find, which I've always found kind of amusing. But the fact that there's a source of fresh water here, that when you're right next to this mesa biome, would make sense why you built the mission here. And then, of course, Homeboy, when he came along and built his hacienda here, next to the mission and next to this source of fresh water, would make a lot of sense. So that's where we've got all this, and we can go jumping down it, of course. Whee! Now, there's something I want to try with this, because you know how you get to the bottom of a waterfall, you have like that mist spray that comes up? Well, you could do that with like cobwebs, and I've got cobwebs over in a chest over there. So you could do that with cobwebs just to show the mist spray coming up. But we've got this wonderful new block that we can use for this, and I want to see if that will actually work in the way that I'm thinking it might. So we're going to check and see if that actually works. And that block is the campfire. Now, obviously we can't put campfires down here at the bottom because they'll just go out because there's water going over it, and that and water and fire don't mix. They've actually updated campfires quite a bit, so that things like that won't work. But what we can do, I think, if I can get it right here, is let's dig out that, and how about this? That'll work. And then we can dig out one below it. Whoops, that was not at all what I wanted to do. There we go. And what we should be able to pull off here, I think, let's actually give us some room to work with here. Give me this. And that. I think this will work. I'm fairly confident it will, but we're going to have to see here. Because we've got some trapdoors. So what I want to do is if we put trapdoors there and there, and then we put the campfires down, doing our best not to burn ourselves while we're doing it, of course. So let's see if this will work. Campfire there, campfire there. How are we getting out of here? That's the next question. Can we get out this way? Uh-oh. This could be bad. Oh yeah, this is not good. Oh, ooh, boy. Okay. So then we should be able to go this direction and get to this. There we go. So let's... I don't know if this is going to work, but I guess we're going to find out. I guess we're fixing to find out. And then let's put the torch down just in case. And the torch down there. Ah, beautiful. And now we're underneath. This should lead us... Whoa! Yes, this should lead us out. Put another torch down. How's that? Oh, yeah. There we go. Check that out. How cool is that? That is awesome. So that did work. Fantastic. That, if you go from a distance over here, doesn't that look cool? Doesn't it look like that's pretty much exactly what it's supposed to be, which is the mist coming up from that? That is awesome. I love how that turned out. That's beautiful. Okay, cool. Sweet. I love it when things actually work out the way I think they're going to work out. It's so nice when things actually work out the way that you think they're going to work out, and you don't have to sit there and like mess with things for 3 days to get it to actually do what you want it to do, which is really, really nice. So, and it's even cooler when it's me doing it because, you know, I'm a tool. Toolnish aside, now it's time to actually work on our villager housing that we're going to put along here. So notice we've got this cleared out completely. So this is where our villager housing is actually going to go. And what I'm going to do here is this is going to be a very traditional Spanish-inspired Mexico City-style build. So if you've ever been to places in Mexico, if you've ever been to like the Sonora area, the Chihuahua area, if you've been to Mexico City, southern Mexico, you see a lot of the Spanish influence in architecture. Obviously, this is a Spanish mission, but the Spanish influence, if the further north you go in Mexico, the more of the Native American influence you see in things. So the more natural, like earth tones and earthy colors, browns and beiges and like very dark yellows. You see a lot of this Native American style of building, and that's not the case in central and southern Mexico. Oop, let's go sleep. In central and southern Mexico, you see a much more Spanish-inspired architecture, which is where you get things like this hacienda, where you've got these bright, vibrant, brash colors that really seem to be at odds with the landscape. And that's just the Spanish influence. So you see these bright, vibrant, there we go, reds and blues and yellows and greens and oranges and all these just weird color combinations. So that's kind of what we're going to be doing over here, is we're going to be doing some very Spanish, central and southern Mexico inspired builds here as far as housing goes. Because the housing is very simple, but it's very, very bright, it's very cheery, and it's just neat to look at. So that's what we've got. We've got some red terracotta, some yellow terracotta, and some light blue terracotta, because the blue terracotta was just too dark, I think. So what we're going to do, if we go ahead and put this down, is we're going to have, so let's see, about We want to have, I'd say, 4 to 5 pods of 2, basically. And so they're going to be sort of little apartments, kind of. So what we've got is, if we start over here with the light blue... Oop, that's a little bit too far. Yeah, that'll work. And then it actually will go out 1... If I can actually get it to behave here. Is that enough? Or is that not enough? I don't think it's enough. Let's go a couple more. So, doink, doink. Doink, doink, doink. Door will go there. Window will go here. So that's what... And these are basically 2 units, and I use that word very, very loosely. Because the housing... You know, this isn't far enough out. Let's do 1 more out, shall we? There we go. That's better. So that's going to be 2 units. So basically we're going to have 2 villagers per each one of these. And we're going to use different color combinations for it. So we've got blue on one. Let's do yellow for another here. And they're going to be virtually identical as far as just the layout goes, but they'll just be different color schemes. And then in between here, we're going to have a little veranda, and then there'll be plants and stuff in between, because that's another thing that you notice in a lot of these Mexico City, central and southern Mexico style homes, is you've got a lot of gardens and plants and vegetation. And if we could get parrots, I'd go grab some. You know, we're going to need to visit a... We're really going to need to visit a jungle at some points. And when it's all said and done, it's going to be something like that. Now, I added in terracotta, but I'm just going to rip that back out again, because what we're going to do is we're going to have sort of a brick-lined path that's going to go in front of these 4 houses that we've got built for the villagers over here. So we'll have a brick-lined path, and then probably what I'll do right here is we'll have sort of a stone bridge that's made out of sandstone. Now, I'm kind of debating on whether I want to do it out of smooth sandstone, cut sandstone, or regular sandstone, or maybe a combination of all 3. But that's going to go across the river here, so it'll go over and connect with the road, so you'll be able to go over, talk to all the villagers, trade with them. And then to keep the villagers inside, we're going to have doors, of course, but we'll also have fence gates on the inside, so we don't have to worry about the villagers getting out once we've got them in there and got all their stuff. So let's go ahead and build this up here. We want this to be a window. We want that there. And the nice thing about these things is, because they're usually stone construction, they're usually made of stone, and traditionally it's sort of like mud and with a facade on the front. So it's stone with this brightly colored, like, plaster facade that goes on front of these particular houses. So they're very flat, but we're going to actually be able to give it some depth in various different ways. Do I want it only 1, or do I want it 10? I think I want it 2. Let's get rid of that. So we'll be able to give it some depth using windows and doors, of course, and then also adding in detail like the actual plants and little veranda things that come out here. What we'll do out of probably birch, I'm guessing. Yeah, birch is probably best. How's this look? So we got the window there, we got the door there. This is a very traditional look for these types of places too. And there is the full effect. I might actually play with the roof a little bit more just to see what else I can do with it there. But I do like the stepped slabs on there. I just maybe need to mess with the proportions a little bit. But I think you're getting the idea. So I made this one as sort of like the demo house for all of them. So we're going to have stone brick sort of as a walkway, and then we're using these stairs to sort of give you like a little idea of, you know, irrigation or sewage disposal or something like that. And then we've punched a couple more holes in here, so we've got more light coming in. But we've got the contrasting colors. We've got the red exterior trim with the smooth sandstone slab, which I love. The smooth sandstone slabs are so cool. And then plenty of detail on the outside. Ooh, if I can not fall off. So we've got the wall. We've got a couple of plants in here on some grass. We've got the plants outside. And then along the other part over here, which is going to be actually walled in with these here, we're going to have... Actually, you know what? We probably... What happens if I put Oh yeah, there we go. So we'll have some more potted plants over here. Maybe one of them will have like a little bench or something like that. But this is what it's going to look like for all of these when we're finally done. This is sort of like the demonstration house for those of you. Would you stop falling off things? Jeez. Um, sorry. And then we'll maybe, I don't know what we're going to do down here. We'll figure something out. Maybe we'll do like a walkway down to the river, because the bridge is going to come over here about right there, give or take, and then attached to these, and it'll be a old-fashioned sandstone bridge. But yeah, I really like the way this turned out. And then you go inside, and even with just one lantern, you've got plenty of light. And then I did dark oak for the ceiling to sort of offset you got some really, really bright colors and some really vibrant colors, and then you've got sort of a more muted kind of ceiling here, which I like a lot. So this is very pretty, I think. I think it actually turned out very, very well. Obviously you're going to look at it and go, wow, that's really, really bright. You get a lot of really bright, contrasty colors. Well, go jump on Google image search and look up traditional Mexico style housing, and you're going to find things that look like this. It's very bright, and it's very vibrant, and it's really at odds with every type of other architecture that you look around out there. Even Spanish architecture, you've got a lot of whites, and you have a lot of mosaics and tile patterns and things like that. But only in Mexico do you have house decoration taken to this kind of, I guess, extreme would be the best word, where you've got what could be a very dingy, very depressing looking outer brick building that they've basically taken plastered over and painted it these really bright, cheery colors, and it's really neat looking. It's really, really nice. That is going to be it for us today, I believe. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I know it's much more like building than what I intended, which was the villagers, but I got inspired by this idea and by the waterfall and the idea of making this little, hacienda town that you're putting together with this, and I thought it was just really cool, and I just had to do it. So especially, God, that waterfall is just gorgeous. It worked out so well. But I hope you enjoyed. Please press the like button if you did enjoy the episode. Don't smash the like button. Just gently press it. That's fine. And if you are new here and you have not yet, please subscribe for more Minecraft content. I'm going to be doing most Let's Play. I've also got other games that I do on here, like Fallout, No Man's Sky, random indie games and open world games. So definitely be doing those as well. And I also stream over on Twitch. I have a radio show, so check that out, twitch.tv/Akoto Kusamoto, and follow me on Twitter at Akoto Kusamoto for more information and random inanity from me. But that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Make sure you go out tonight, play some games, have some fun. I'll see you again soon. Have a good night, everybody.